Cost of Living in the Philippines, August 2019. Hello everybody, welcome to another video log in My Philippine Diary. Today I thought we'd cover my actual expenses for the month of August 2019. It will be detailed, alphabetized, and these are the exact numbers. I did a video for this month because I expect some changes in next month's budget related to my immigration status, but we'll cover more of that next month. I've also recategorized or moved to a different place some of the luxury items that I like to buy that I feel other people wouldn't buy if it were their budget. I'm taking in consideration other people because some people do take this information that they find online, on the internet, and they use it to help them decide if they're going to move to the Philippines. If they have enough money, can they survive on budget X? And so as I explain my expenses, there's some luxury things in there. I'm sure some things that other people wouldn't spend money on that I do. Might even be foolish or wasteful, some of the things that I spend money on. But let's see. Before we move on to the tale of the numbers, I'd like to ask that you please like, comment, subscribe to our videos, and if you really enjoy one, share it with a friend. So let's go on to this budget. This budget is for 3 people. It's for my wife, my daughter, and myself. The first thing on the list is dog food. We pay 1,500 pesos a month, or roughly $30 a month. Some of you know that we have 2 family dogs, Chi-Chi and Bubbles. You've seen them. They've been the subject matter of some of our films and the issues that we had with them. We have the electric bill, which we're paying 4,000 pesos a month, or $80 US. The lights are on. The lights are always on. I wish they weren't, but they are. That is why I feel our electric bill is a little costly. I believe it could be cheaper, but yeah, that's it. The lights are on. Eating out. We probably spend about 3,000 pesos a month on eating out. Roughly one night a week we go out and eat. I think some of you have seen a recent video of ours called Family Date Night or something. Basically, that's what we do. That video is about our one night a week out as a family. And so for us to do that one night a week, it costs roughly 3,000 pesos or $60 US. Then there is food from the market, the raw food, and we go to the mall, to the big market. We go to the Changay sometimes. We go to the wet market or outside market or farmer's market, however you want to call it. And we spend, generally speaking, 15,000 pesos a month, or 300 US dollars. We could spend more. We could spend less. We eat what we eat. We like to snack. It's a comfortable food budget. It covers the things that I like and the way I like to eat it. I'm not eating at a lower level because I'm trying to save money. I'm getting everything that I want. I'm carnivorous. There's meat in every meal with me. Not so much for Mary Lou and Novi. They eat a lot of vegetables, and they eat meat sometimes, but me, there's going to be meat involved in it if it's called dinner. Household cleaning products. We spend about 1,000 pesos a month, or $20 US. That's dishwashing liquid, bathing soap for ourselves, toiletries like toilet paper, all kind of stuff, and toothpaste, the good stuff like that. We spend about 1,800 pesos on internet and cable services. We use a company called Converge. It is a fiber system. I'm very pleased with it. It's quick enough. It stays up most of the time, more time than others. And I've tried quite a few other services in the Philippines. I can't say all of them, but I've definitely tried quite a few of the other services, and I'm pleased with this one. Laundry services, about once or twice a month, loosens a big laundry load out. Someone comes and picks it up, and they do our laundry, and they bring it back a couple days later, 2 or 3 days later, and it's all clean and folded. Mary Lou does that. And then she does some of the washing by hand. It's the smaller things, not so much things, delicate things that she doesn't want to send out to other people. So she does do some of it by hand. Loads for the phone. For those of you familiar with the Philippines and cell phones, you know, some people buy cell service on on use or needed basis. When they need service, they go down to sometimes the Sorry store, and they could pay anywhere from 20 to 50 pesos and get some cell phone service. You can get a lower level where it's just texting, and that's very, very popular amongst Filipinos. In fact, I believe the Filipino is a nation that texts more than any other nation in the world. So texting is big here, and so people don't have to spend a lot on cell phone cost. Or you could spend up to roughly 50 pesos a day, and that would give you the full burrito, the full Monty, everything. Voice, internet, data, texting, mix of services, both mini providers, stuff like that. So if you take that route, 50 pesos a day or $1, 50 pesos a day or $1, then you get the premium service. That can last you a day, that can last you 3 days. It depends on the configuration. There are oftentimes many specials where this will last you 1 or 2 or even 3 days. Or you could just pay 50 pesos and use 20 pesos at a time. There are many ways you can go about establishing cell phone contact in the Philippines, and it's not really that expensive. Anywhere from 40 cents to $1 a day. Personal items, roughly 500 pesos, $10 for Mary Lou, lady stuff. Personal items for me, roughly 500 pesos, $10 a month. Shaving junk. Rent. We pay $3,500 a month for rent, and that is roughly $70. Our transportation cost. We bought a brand new motorcycle a few years back. Took us a couple years. We paid it off, and so now we have that as transportation. If I am not available, if I'm out, Mary Lou will take the trike to wherever she's going. And so that's our transportation cost, $1,500 or $30 a month. For 100 pesos a month, the trash man comes by and he picks up our trash. 100 pesos, that is $2 for trash service. Drinking water is, you don't drink the water out of the tap, as you know. For 200 pesos a month, the local water vendor will come by and leave 8 bottles of 8 of those 5-gallon bottles, like Sparkletts bottles, 8 of those 5-gallon water jugs at our house, and he'll take the 8 empty bottles back. So for that lovely service, that's 200 pesos a month or $4. Our water bill, as in water out of the faucet, that costs 300 pesos or $6 a month. I believe that to be the minimal amount here in the Philippines. I believe everybody pays a minimum of 300 pesos or $6 a month. And we're pretty much at the minimal level. There's just 3 people taking baths, and it's not really that much. And of course, Mary Lou does some washing, some she doesn't. We do have an inflatable pool for Novi, and so when it's really hot, we fill that up a lot. And she likes to swim in it, and she invites her friends over, and they have the swimming party. There's lots of fun and giggling and screaming. And when we do that, our water bill can go higher. It's been as high as 500 pesos a month, or what's that, about 10 US dollars. So when it's a really high water bill month, it's 500 pesos, but normally it's about 300 pesos or 6 US dollars. So that's a total of 33,050 pesos or $661 US. As I mentioned earlier, I left out some of the luxury items that I buy that everyone wouldn't buy or purchase. It depends on the configuration of your family. I'm probably just wasting some money, but I'm enjoying myself, and this helps me enjoy myself. So these are some of those things that I purchase that maybe other people who come here alone would not have to purchase. First, I might start out by saying we spent 15,000 pesos on food. You could probably, as a single person, I'm positive you could get along for less than that, probably half of that. And so instead of $150, instead of $300 a month, you would probably spend $150, and that would take your living expenses down to probably $510 US dollars a month. But let's look at those luxury items. Public school. I could send Novi to a public school, but I've chosen to send her to a private school, and there are public schools within the neighborhood, and they're walking distance, and we could easily do that. But I've chosen to go the private school route, and so for that luxury, I have to pay 2,088 pesos a month, or 42 US dollars. The school that we have chosen isn't walking distance, so we have to pay a service driver to take her to school and pick her up every day, or 5 days a week to be exact. And so that's 2,000 or 40 US dollars a month. Yes, I could drive and pick her up myself very easily. I guess I just got lazy and I don't like dealing with the traffic. And so I passed that duty on to someone else. It's an easy way for me to save $40. I could easily do that, but I'll just write that off as laziness. My immigration costs are roughly $30 a month. I just put $30 in a pot every month, and then every other month when I go to take care of my immigration, it's $60 roughly, or 3,000 US pesos. As I mentioned earlier, I'm in the process of an immigration status change, and so I expect that I won't have that expense on next month. I paid, I believe, $550 for the premium Netflix service. I already have a cable provider and internet service. As you've heard, it's Converge, and they provide some cable, and they provide excellent internet. But I love movies. I really enjoy watching movies. And so I went with the Netflix. I went with their premium package, which is HD on all their stuff, and the picture quality is great. The movie selections is great. All of my movie desires are being met, and I'm very pleased with that. And for that service, that's 550 pesos, or roughly 11 US dollars. So for those luxuries that I was just telling you about, that someone else wouldn't have to pay, especially if you're coming here alone and you're just setting up shop, you definitely won't be paying all of this, and your life or your costs could be much, much less expensive. For these luxuries, I'm paying 6,138 pesos, or 123 US dollars. So in total, I'm paying in the neighborhood of 39,188 pesos, or $784 a month to live. If I didn't pay for those luxuries, my expenses would be down to 33,050 pesos or $661. And if I were living alone, my food cost would probably be half, and I would be paying closer to 510 US dollars a month. Well, there you have it. A family of three living at a lifestyle close to what you would find in the US for far less than 800 US dollars. Well, that about does it. That's another video entry into my Philippine diary. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and if you find a video that you really like or learn something out of, like this video for example, share it with a friend. Thanks.